It's my great pleasure to talk to you, Brandi, today. Could you introduce yourself and what do you do?
My name is Brandi Buchignani, and I am a model, and I'm also a nurse. And today, I guess what we're going to do is we're going to focus on the modeling aspect.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay. So the next question. Why do you need a healthy body, or why does a model need a healthy body?
Well, when you're in the modeling industry, you have to present a brand, and sometimes you're representing people as well. So you're going to have long days, you're going to have crazy schedules. So it's easier to be able to endure the demands of the field if you're in a healthier mindset and a body stature. It's a very critical atmosphere, so you're going to have a strong mindset. So that's part of your healthy image, and you have to be able to handle the rejection, because you're going to walk in and you're not always going to be their cup of tea, so to speak. But standards have changed, barriers have been broken. But you definitely want to be the healthiest version of yourself, whether it's like the physical aspects, but definitely the mental aspect as well.
Okay, very nice. Let me ask you another question. Like, is it difficult to keep your body stature and body like standing?
By the end of the day, you've probably done like a million poses, so you're gonna hurt. People seem to think it's really easy because, oh, hey, you're just showing up and you're doing what they tell you to do. But sometimes you're like sucking in your stomach, you're twisting at an odd angle, and what they really strive for is angles. So you're gonna be putting your body in different positions you're not used to. So it does get painful at times.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, very interesting. Okay, does your appearance matter?
I would say to a small degree it does. Ideally, beauty is what each individual sees. It's not something that you can just pigeonhole into a complete box. Perfection used to be models having like asymmetrical features. Everything was just perfect. Even when they did like the runways and stuff, you would see people that were very thin. And after a while, it's like you're just seeing a carbon copy. It's the same person, the same body stature. So basically, you want something unique about yourself that'll stand out. There's some models out there that have like a gap between their teeth, and that makes them unique. Or some people have like hyperpigmentation of their skin, so they might have like brown and white on their face, like kind of asymmetrical, but it's very different. So what you want to do is you want to focus on something that you find that would be your best feature. Like if you have eyes, learn how to do the makeup for your eyes to really make them stand out. Because in the end, you can walk in and out and people forget what you look like. But if you have some sort of striking feature you can really play up, that's what people are going to remember.
Let's ask you a difficult question. What's your specific feature, or what's your special feature?
I would have to say probably my eyes. With everything. So when they do the makeup, we kind of make them, since they're a really different color brown, depending on when the light hits it, it can be like a really interesting like hazel or an amber color. So we kind of focus on like a depth or an intensity of it. So we play up the eyes a little bit.
Okay. So what's your modeling goal?
I actually didn't get into it with a specific goal in mind. I basically decided I was just going to go for it. I come out of a few rough things in my life, and I'm like, I just want to gain some confidence. So once I got in, I started just learning the tricks of the trade. I basically would just go to whatever shoots I could do to kind of build up my portfolio. And then when I kind of became more seasoned at it and kind of knew what I was doing, I'm like, my goal is to either be on a cover of a magazine or be in a magazine. So I decided that's what I was going to shoot for, and I've already been in 2 different magazines.
Okay, congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Okay, so if someone tells you, or like another let's say female model, what asks you like, does she need a good goal to join this trade, to jump in this trade?
I think if you want to get into it, you should have a goal in mind because it's such a diverse field. Like you can be so many different things. Like it depends. Some people want to be in magazines, so they're going to have to be like a cover model. Some people want to do like fitness or beauty or runway. So you're going to have to find out what kind of training you truly need. And most of it's on the job training anyway. I mean, you can go to a modeling agency and learn it, but they don't guarantee you the jobs that you're looking for. So you kind of have to get out there and network as well. But the more experience that you get, the better. And that definitely will help you reach your goals.
Very interesting. Okay, is modeling a difficult road?
It would probably depend on what you're trying to achieve. If you want to be like the top model, like Cindy Crawford, that's a little bit out of reach, I think. I mean, you can try, you can do the best you can, but there's so many people competing against you, and it can also be a very competitive and a cutthroat type of field. So if you don't have the right people around you, if you're not grounded or prepared for some of the things you're going to come up against, it can be difficult. But the way I like to approach it, and I would say with any model, is go start with group shoots. That would be like 10 to 20 models at a group, and there might be 10 to 20 photographers, and you can end up meeting the photographers and getting a friendship and a relationship with them, so you can start to build upon your portfolio. Same with the models. Other models might know, because they do talk, hey, there might be this event coming up and this or that, and they can help you by teaching you different things. Because I walked in the first shoot that I ever did, I didn't know what the heck to do. And these girls were all seasoned. They all had everything that they needed. And I'm just like, I don't know what to do. And they kind of like took me underneath their wing and kind of helped me out a bit. But it can be a difficult road if you don't know what you want to do, or if you get surrounded by the wrong people. If you really want to get the experience, like I said, just go out, network, meet the right people, and then you can apply with like all your headshots and stuff to like the top agencies. Then that can really help open up your possibilities.
Very interesting. Okay, can shy people become models?
I believe that wholeheartedly. Absolutely. I was scared to the point that I was shaking on my first event in a makeup chair. Like I looked like I was freezing cold. And a few people asked me, are you cold? We can, turn up the heat. And I'm like, no, I'm just scared. I was just going to admit that I was scared. But the girls were really cool. They kind of helped me, show me different poses. They kind of helped me pick out some of the wardrobe that would be better for my features than some of the things I initially picked out, because all clothes look different on all people. Like I could be looking at a shirt and it could look fantastic on me, but I have a different body stature, different shape, and on someone else it might not look so well. So they were teaching me how to like cinch things up, how to play up certain features, and it helped me build confidence, because sometimes you can find some really good people in the field that are willing to help you, not step on you to get ahead. So having a very open and friendly personality is a big bonus. But I started out, I was shy. I was afraid to talk to people. But I really had to go out of my comfort zone and be like, hi, I'm Brandi. Nice to meet you. How long have you been doing this? What do you like to do? So just start asking people questions, get to know them. And if you're friendly, if you're on time, if you're kind, so many people are willing to help you. And that actually helped me break out of the box.
Sure, fantastic. Okay, so how do you build your modeling portfolio?
I started out with a group shoot, and like I told you before, it's a whole bunch of different photographers. So you can work with 4 or 5 in a whole day. So it would be like a long 12-hour day, and they might take like 100, 200 pictures of you and give you maybe 10 of them back, all edited, ready to go. So if you get 10 of them from each or 5 of them from each, that adds up. So you're really bulking up a portfolio. What you really want to do, though, is make sure you get headshots, because that's something that every agency wants to see. They want to see your best features. They want to see you up close. They basically want to get to know who you are. And on your portfolio, it'll tell you your size, your eyes, your weight, your height, and all of your experience. So with any sort of portfolio, just anything you can find, you get out and do. Like you can do, local businesses will have needs for models to wear like their bridal gowns. So go do their runway. You can put that down as experience. Or if you need a promotional model for a company, like, I don't know, like we'll say a car dealership needs models to like walk around and show cars. You can do that as well. And each thing is some sort of experience that can help you out in some way.
Perfect. Okay, so as a model, do you need a wide array of experience?
It's beneficial, but it's not really needed. I can flat out tell you, runway is not my thing. I had my experience on the runway, and I am a very tall person, and granted, they like tall people for the runway, but I also have a nervousness when there's very large crowds of people on this narrow little catwalk you're going down. And I walked a little too fast, and some of the photographers were really trying to catch up with, trying to get pictures and everything. And it was funny because after I was done with the whole runway, I was standing next to one of my friends that was a photographer, and we were talking. And this other one comes up and he goes, yeah, that night was a success. He goes, but that Brandi, man, she was horrible. I couldn't get a single picture for her. And then he turns to me and he goes, hi, I'm so-and-so. And he goes, who are you? I'm like, I'm Brandi, the one you're talking about. And we joked and laughed about it. But sometimes you are good at certain things and other things you're not. I'm better at being a print model, so I'll do different photo shoots, and I'll do like poses and everything else, because at least with that I can talk to the photographer, we can take our time, work at our own pace, and it helps you. So I mean, like I said, it just depends on what you're comfortable with, but you don't need a wide array experience. But it is beneficial if you really want to be multifaceted.
Okay, very nice. So how do you deal with the camera?
I look at it this way. A lot of people get in front of it and freeze, but I don't pay attention to the camera. I pay attention to the person that's behind it. So I'll get to a shoot, and there's been many shoots that I've met people that this is the first time I'm working with them, so I don't know who they really are. So I ask them their name, see, what they like to do. Do they have pets, kids, family? So once you start to get to know the person behind the lens, you'll get more comfortable. And the more comfortable you are, the better the pictures you can produce, because you see that they're more relaxed and things are more fluid. So I just try to have some fun, Sometimes it gets to the point where you're picking on each other at the end, and it's a good thing. But just get to know the person behind the lens. It makes it a lot easier, so you don't feel like, oh, there's some weird person taking my picture.
Okay, yeah, very nice. So okay, let me ask you a contradictory question here. Okay, you are looking at the people behind the camera as people, not machines. But
yes.
But do you deal with your body in the same way? Like, for example, now you are focusing on your eyes as a trademark, as your brand, as a model. Do you get my question?
I do. Sometimes it depends on who you sign up to work for. I've worked with some people that have not been so kind. And I actually had a shoot that lasted from 5 in the morning till past 7 o'clock at night.
Oh.
And by the time I was done, I was sick to my stomach because I didn't eat all day. We were outside. I was sunburned. I ended up getting sick from being out in the heat all day. And it seemed like they were more focused on being part of a schedule than anything. It's like the second I had a free minute, they were up in my face with makeup. And I definitely would have to say, in a situation like that, make sure that you have enough confidence to stand up for yourself, because I really wanted to work with this team that I didn't want to be a problem, but I really should have put my foot down and say, hey, I need a break. Hey, I'm hungry. Please feed me.
That's so brave to say. Yeah, great. Okay, so let's go to the next question. What are go-sees?
They are basically how, like if you think about like the regular world, how when you get into an interview, that's basically what it is, but it's a little bit of a left field type of atmosphere. You want to keep it more natural, which people think, oh, I have to look the best when I go in. Absolutely not. What they want to do is they want to see the bare minimal on your face. So you'll go in and you'll have your hair pulled back. You'll wear either like a white shirt or a black shirt, depending on, you know, what they decide that they want, like what for contrast and everything. Some people with like white shirts, they'll look completely pale. Other people, it'll, you know, help show off their skin color better. So like you'll follow whatever they say, but you don't want to wear anything like outlandish or garish. Just have your hair neatly pulled back, bring your portfolio, be very professional. They're going to ask you a lot of questions. They might even want to see how you walk across a room. They want to see how your gait really is. Like some people just have a really natural ease of a walk, and other people look like they are clamoring to get into like Walmart, you know, for a sale. So you just go in, you'll go in front of the camera, they'll take pictures, you'll do poses, but yeah, they just want the bare minimal. They want to see what your natural true features are.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. How do you deal with social media?
Social media can be your best friend or your worst nightmare. I think in this day and age, we all kind of see that. When I first started out, I was very careful about what I put on social media, because a lot of people are very critical. So I'd be looking at stuff and I'll be like, well, I don't really like that picture, but then other people would. So with social media, I've always been very careful about how I present myself, because I want to be professional. I don't want to be the model where when they look at my Instagram post, I'm doing inappropriate things. I look childish. I want to show a sense of professionalism, because when they're hiring you, you're representing them. So if, like, let's say for instance, if you're going to do like a brand, some people might like do like a makeup brand, or they might do some sort of clothing line. And if they like take a link to see the model, they'll be like, well, she drinks, she parties. How responsible is she? Is this the type of people that you really want to be promoting, you know, this kind of merchandise to like my family, my friends, my kids? So I try to, you know, put funny things in, try not to offend people. But like I said, there are people who think with social media, since you're more accessible, that gives them the right to harass you, to kind of be demeaning at times. And I've had that. I had one person once, I had to lose a lot of weight for some sort of job. And then she questioned me on social media if I had a gastric bypass surgery. I'm like, no, I'm basically starving here. I have to be on a diet. And then sometimes like with Facebook and even with instant messenger, it's like, it's not like you're not giving anybody your phone number, but now people have so much access to you. And if you don't answer, then sometimes they're abusive to you, but they don't understand that you're a person too. You have a life. You could be at a job working. Like I have a regular job. I work as a nurse. I could be in there saving somebody's life, and somebody's like, oh, you're not very nice. You're not even social. It's like, well, I'm trying to save somebody's life, please, you know? So it can be hard. So I try to stay very limited, but very professional on it.
Like how do you balance that? Because you know, like these social media platforms can really get you I don't know, like very famous, really famous. Like some people do strange stuff and then suddenly they become a hit or go viral.
I think it all depends on what somebody's main goal is with social media. Um, I went from having, for Facebook, I had like 700 friends. And then once I started doing the modeling, it went all the way up to 5,000. I was completely maxed out. And then people come and go. Some people like to call them window shoppers. They like to see what your life truly is like. And then if, if they want to, you know, basically subscribe to your life, they'll, you know, stick around. If other people just kind of say, hey, you know, whatever. But I've had people use social media to be very beneficial. I don't use it for any specific purpose. I am more of, I like to interact with people, but I'm not looking to be like super famous. I'm not looking to dominate like the social media field. I just want to be who I am and what I am. And if people like it, great. If not, oh well. I'm not shooting for any specific goal. I'm just here to enjoy people.
Very nice. Okay, let's explore what these kinds of models do. Okay.
Okay.
So number one, what does a fitness model do? What are their jobs?
They probably cry a lot. A lot of the fitness models, they might be endorsing a brand. Like I'll use Kate Hudson as a perfect example. She's got a very nice line out of fitness clothes. So a lot of the fitness models will promote her brand. They'll get discounts for it, of course, but they have to be very fit. They have to be in probably the best personal shape that they can possibly be in. They have to be very mindful about what they eat, which is to a degree how most models try to tend to be. But yeah, they're mostly focused on like health and fitness and trying to be the best physical version of themselves. So they'll be trying to support different brands.
Very nice. Okay, the next kind, glamour model.
That's actually my favorite field because I like things that are sparkly. I like things that are beautiful. So they'll do like high-end makeup. They'll do couture. They'll do they actually seem to kind of wax and wane into the runway. Like I said, runway is not my thing. I'll do it here and there, but I just walk too fast. But yeah, they are more focused on brands and selling high-end clothes. And then sometimes, which I like to do, is just create different arts, like glamorous art. So I like to find makeup that's a little bit more bold, that stands out, or dresses or clothing that you don't see most people wear, because everyone can wear the same thing. Everyone can come up with the same concept, but with glamour, you want something that's going to stand out, kind of like how Marilyn Monroe stood out. You know, you want something that people will be like, wow.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Next group, do you say alt model or alt model?
They normally say either one. With them, I think they touch upon a little bit of both. It's like you're just dabbling around, but they don't really have a specific concept that they're looking for. So they're more versatile, I believe.
Okay.
And I think that's how I kind of started out.
Very nice. Next group, plus model.
I think that that's a very good field to be in, because people are now starting to embrace that we don't have to be a specific shape or a specific size to be considered beautiful. Ashley Graham's a great example of that. She's come out and she's done some amazing work, and her attitude's like, love me or leave me. And a lot of girls growing up, they're told, at a very young age of what they're supposed to do. Even like in school, you'll be like, well, they can't wear spaghetti strap shirts. They can't do this. They can't do that. So they're teaching kids not to be, sexualized or objectified, because, you're feminine. So you have to hide your features. And then you get older and then they're like, well, you have to be a specific size, or, these people that are blonde or brunette, these are the beautiful ones. You have to have this or that. So it's a tendency of making it very hard for people to be very comfortable and confident in themselves. And models that have first come out and tried to be in the field, a lot of them were turned down. They had like a beautiful face, but they were being shamed for their bodies. So I myself even was told to lose weight. And it's like, you get to the point where it's like, well, what parts of you are you going to continue to sacrifice and make yourself not happy just to be someone's idea of beauty? I am kind of considered like on the fence, off the fence, depending on how you want to look at it. Because they cut it about a size 6 is like as thin as you can be. Once you're in a size 8, which is medium size for most women, they consider that plus size. So that is, kind of sad, but that also gives people issues. But I believe if you can get into it and you can make a name for yourself and be comfortable and confident with who you are and not let criticism get to you, I think it's a great field.
Very nice. Okay, runway model.
That I think that one takes a lot of discipline, because you are basically at everyone's beck and call on that one. You have to do multiple fittings. You have to kind of fit into whatever the motif is. You have to walk the pace that the music's going at, or a specific pace that they set you at. So it's a very conditioned lifestyle. If I could grasp that concept a little bit better, I think I would be fine in it. But yeah, it takes a lot of discipline for that. And then you're modeling everybody else's clothes, and that kind of crosses back over into plus size, that you don't see as many plus size models on there because they say that it's high-end material and it costs a lot to make it. So that's why they want the thinnest models possible for that, which I think is not right, because once you get away from the runway, the real reality of the world out there is not everyone's a size 0.
Okay.
But it's a beautiful field to be in. It really is. I do like the busyness of it. I do like the glamour of it, but I just don't have the discipline for it.
Okay, we encourage you to go into this field. Why not?
To encourage other people to?
We encourage you primarily. After you succeed, then we can call other people to come.
Exactly. No, I always look at it this way. When people come up to me and they're like, hey, I really like what you do. Can you help me out? I want to get back into it, or I want to start doing it. I'm 100% supportive of it. I try to take them to a group shoot. I just recently had one that was canceled, but now they're looking at redoing it towards the end of June. So I kind of wanted to go on vacation during that time, but I'm thinking of sticking around because one of these girls that I'm friends with, she really, really wants to get her break. So I told her I'd take her.
Yeah.
So looks like I'll be doing another group shoot.
Yeah, it's good to be friendly and helpful for other people, especially when they're beginners. Yeah. Okay. So the next group is editorial or commercial.
Editorial, they'll focus more on print. So you'd be considered more of like a print model. And the commercial, it just kind of depends. Like some people actually get into like the TV field of it as well. And they'll want to kind of do things that are like short, I don't know, like how you see commercials on TV. They'll do stuff like that where they'll try to like either sell a brand or show off their special talent. So I lean more towards the print side because once you take the picture, it can be out there and you'll see it for a long period of time.
Oh yeah, got you. Okay. So the next question: how do the advertisement industry, advertising, psychology, and photography help?
That I'm not 100% sure on. I think when you get into that type of field, like I said, you need to be very strongly grounded to who you are, because there are people out there that are going to try to change you to their concept. There's no right or wrong way to get into modeling. I know for the runway, they're not too particular with tattoos. So if it's something that can be covered up, yes, they'll be happy to, but I've been turned down because I have one tattoo. Yay, you know? So the psychology behind being a model, I think, is just have a very strong sense of who you are, what you will and will not tolerate. It's basically like a self-love, because you can get in there and then you can let everyone else take control of you. And I've watched people have eating disorders. I've watched people hate themselves because they feel like they have no sense of worth. So it can be a very vicious cycle, or it can be a very healthy cycle if you surround yourself by the right people, and always make sure you take time for yourself.
Perfect. Okay. Do you eat nutritiously? Nutritiously.
Nutritiously. Oh, I can't even say it. Okay. Do I eat healthy? That is yes and no, because I, like everyone else, sees that dessert and I so want it. I think the best thing that I can suggest for people is portion control. I don't drink pop. I don't drink much of anything besides coffee, tea, and water. I don't put anything in my coffee, so I drink it solid black, because you want to avoid as much sugar as possible. Some of the things they have taught us back in, when I first started, is you don't want too much sugar. Your complexion, you'll break out. Don't eat too much chocolate. Don't eat, too much oily food. So it's like, I don't eat fried food. Like I said, I don't drink anything besides my three, tea, water, and coffee. I do eat salads. I try to eat healthy, but every now and then when nobody's looking, I am all over that dessert. I do cut out pasta. I don't eat bread, but every now and then you have to cave. So make sure you let yourself have a cheat day.
Yeah. Okay. So how often do you exercise or go to the gym?
Well, since we have this pandemic, the gym had been non-existent. So exercise for me has been walking or running. And I've been going out for just to kind of explore different areas now. So I went out on a hike over the past weekend with my son. So we had a lot of fun. Well, I had a lot of fun. He wanted to stay home and play video games, so I drug him with me.
Very nice.
But,
okay. Yeah. Okay. So how can you explain how do you build your look now? Like, how do you organize your hair, your clothes? How do you?
Well, when you accept a job, you're going to see what the concept truly is. And I actually have a shoot scheduled for Sunday. We have more of a light and airy summer type of thing. So we're looking for like dresses, like natural makeup. And then I have one shoot for the 21st. And this one, we're kind of going with like a warrior type of look. So this one is going to be like some face paint. My hair is going to be pulled back. We're going to have like braids, and we're going to have feathers. I mean, we're basically trying to have the concept of, tribal adversity and stuff like that. So we're trying to create some sort of specific art with that one. But you basically, whoever you're working with, you sit down, you find out what the concepts are, and then you kind of go from there. So we already kind of have an idea of what we want to do, and I'm pretty excited to see how it's going to turn out once we get it to print.
Perfect. Okay, our last question today is, what did you learn as a person from being a model?
I used to be a people pleasing type of person. It would be, I would never want to cause an issue. I would never want to rock the boat. Uh, I would do what I was told. But then I found that to be a very destructive type of lifestyle, because you would get into things and they'd be like, well, you're not the right fit. And then you would look at yourself and be like, well, why am I not good enough? And then they'd be like, well, we're looking for a specific stature. We're looking for people that are like this height or this weight. Well, you can't change your weight, but you can, or you can change your weight, but you can't change your height. So I had to learn to surround myself by the right people, go for the projects that would empower me rather than make me feel powerless. And I have a really good friend that's a model. I love her to death, but she gave up modeling because of a photographer that took all of her editorials and ended up selling them behind her back. So she got no profit for them. And she showed up for an interview for some other brand that she was going to be in, and then they said, well, we can't have you because you're already branded to somebody else, and it was like a competitor. So she lost out on that deal. And like I said, it's a very hard type of atmosphere to be in. So just surround yourself by the right people, and start to learn to stand up for yourself. And I've gained a lot more confidence now than what I had when I first started out, because I recognize the one word that everyone should know is the word no. If you don't feel comfortable with some situation or a circumstance, you just say no. Some people are always looking to push the boundaries. You definitely don't want to be doing nude photography and then like go later on for something and then these pictures come out. You just don't want to ruin your reputation. So you do everything that you need to do to honor yourself and honor your contracts. But if it's not making you happy, you walk away.
Perfect. It's been a glamorous day to talk to you, Brandi, today. Thank you so much. I
Oh,
cannot
well,
appreciate
thank
your
you.
help enough.
Oh, not a problem. It was great to speak to you as well.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. You have a great day.
Thank you.